brought to you by the Rwanda Development Board.
There has to be a shift today. Connectivity is happening. Certainly, we still need to complete the rollout and make universal access to broadband to everyone. But increasingly, the business is in services.
We have put in place all the backbone, really the infrastructure. We have invested heavily in the infrastructure. What we are focusing on right now is very much develop the applications and make sure that that infrastructure is really being taken advantage of. And in different sectors, the priority sectors will be agriculture, health, but also business. And that is our plan. For us, ICT is a sector in itself, but it's also a mean to just increase the productivity of all other sectors.
So now we are at an intersection here in Rwanda where we are able, our young company, our young people with ID that are able slowly to play at the global level. Why is that? Before we were landlocked. Now we are connected. So it didn't matter which type of ID, which type of high-tech technology, ICT ID, they could not actually do anything because we're not connected. So that's one of the biggest improvements. And what we're gonna see in the next 3 years is extending that throughout the whole country, where anywhere in Rwanda you can have a high-speed internet connection.
When I think about before it was there, where we only relied on satellite to receive internet in the country, and what we can achieve today, the amount of bandwidth that people can access to, the amount of flexibility of services people can get. As an example I can give you is 2 weeks ago, someone came and wanted to do an IPTV service. And because of the infrastructure available, the cloud and the backbone, he managed to have a proof of concept ready in 3 days. And with that, he can start looking at marketing and other things and not focus on how much time it takes to implement all the system, to buy the servers, to ship the server, to go in customs and all that. He can have his system ready in less than a week.
Well, we've seen tremendous growth of businesses that are piggybacking on the development of ICT infrastructure. We've seen, for example, in the banking sector, we've seen a lot of applications that are using ICTs to deliver banking content. For example, money delivery, transfer, and all those are services that wouldn't have happened in a better way if ICTs were not developed.
Change the approach of making sure that we attract investors in the industry. So we are doing this in a more proactive approach, going out there, talking to these big IT companies to come, and we believe that when they reach here, they will definitely boost the local industry.
And I look at infrastructure and investments of the government in two ways. The first is most importantly actually in terms of power, the grid and electricity in the country. For us, we have about 80% of our network on grid, which is considerably higher than a lot of my counterparts in other countries. Secondly, in terms of internet infrastructure, fiber network infrastructure, we are really able to bring down the cost of our internet and therefore pass it on to our consumers, all those savings. In addition to which we actually use the same fiber infrastructure to connect up our network and our sites. So the investments by the government have really helped us to grow our business and to offer much more affordable services to our customers.
We get contacted by companies and government agencies that are looking for great talent, and they know that they can find the talent here because the people that come here are committed people. They're people that feel they can do something. They have that self-drive. They don't have to be pushed by anybody. And so the recommendations that we make give them a foothold into the market. We have companies like SAP has recruited from here, and a local company called Mobicash has recruited from here, the Department of Immigration. has recruited from here, and they're developing solutions that they're selling to even to government agencies.
Technopole. This centre, which is being developed in Kigali, Rwanda, will focus on ICT development and research in Africa, with a focus on applications relevant to the African markets. The centre will offer ICT development and growth into Africa and serve as the force driving Rwanda into a modern, knowledge-based economy. Technopole will deliver services beyond borders into Africa and the rest of the world. Technopole will house highly skilled ICT professionals and technologists, host national and international conferences, seminars and programs, provide state-of-the-art ICT technology and infrastructure, offer training and capacity building, as well as transferring skills.
One of the flagship projects that we are implementing, the Kigali Technology Park, which is mainly an area that has been identified, developed with state-of-the-art ICT infrastructure to boost ICT industry. And we are doing this leveraging on the presence of Carnegie Mellon University in the country.
Kaylynn Knowledge Lab is a unique open technology hub in Kigali, where students, fresh graduates, entrepreneurs and innovators come to work on their ideas and projects to turn them into viable business models.
We started seeing these tech communities that had no home, and then people began asking, what can we do? What can government do? What can the private sector do? And we came together, we requested the Rwanda Development Board, which is government. We talked to them and they said, oh, there's space up there on the 6th floor of Telecom House. If you can find a way to remodel it, it's all yours. And so that is how we've gotten in partnership with the government through Rwanda Development Board and the Private Sector Federation through the ICT Chamber, and we got together. We got help financing from the Japanese International Cooperation Agency and remodeled this, and then we created a home for young tech entrepreneurs to find a place where they can meet together, collaborate, learn from each other, and develop their ideas into products and companies.
We have really good internet here. You can do anything, host your applications, do the test. K-Lab offers testing devices where you can run your applications. Plus, the really great benefit of K-Lab is the mentors. So you don't really have to spend time doing something that someone else did. People with experience will guide you through the creation of your product.
I'm really impressed with what the government's been doing. They don't just talk, they walk the talk, which you don't always see in governments. So they not only say how important it is to have ICT infrastructure, but they actually encourage investment. They invest themselves in the country's infrastructure, so I'm very positive about the future.
1 laptop per child. In keeping with Rwanda's long-term vision to provide access for everyone to the web, this project kicked off in 2007 after thousands of laptops were donated to Rwanda by Give One, Get One donors. Now, over 200,000 laptops have been provided to children and teachers across the country, with the aim of reaching 500,000 within the next 5 years.
Essentially, the program is to enhance education. We want to have, for our students, a similar educational background system foundation as you would have if you were in Singapore, in California, anywhere in the world, in Korea. So the only way to go about it was to introduce technology, and specifically the 1 laptop per child program at the primary level.
4G. The Rwandan government, in partnership with the South Korean telecommunications provider KT Corporation, is rolling out a high-speed 4G LTE broadband network across the country. The network will cover 95% of the Rwandan population within 3 years.
In RDB, what we're doing right now, building on the previous investment that has been done, mainly in the ICT infrastructure, such as the national fiber optic backbone, and the recently commitment to roll out the 4G LTE network to cover the entire country within 3 years. That's pretty evidence that the government is committed to do that, and is doing that through a joint venture with Korea Telecom.
BSC has been there doing all these services on fiber and so on. You might have heard of the 4G network in partnership with Korea Telecom. And part of the infrastructure that BSC was managing is going to go to be able to be the backbone to produce the fast internet for Rwandans.
Mobile money, a system that enables easy movement of cash using mobile technology and the banking system. Customers are able to send one another cash using their handsets. Withdrawals can be made at ATMs and other vendors.
We have the most developed mobile money platform for the moment in the country with the full bank integration. So you can move your money from your bank account to your electronic wallet, and you can even have access to financial services even if you don't have a bank account. So simply using your Airtel SIM card, you can even withdraw cash from the ATM.
Tico Wi-Fi buses. Mobile operator Tico has installed Wi-Fi connectivity in 15 buses for commuters to utilize for free.
The idea really is to give people a taster for Tigo Internet. It's completely free, and as I say, it's on 15 buses. Anyone who wants to ride the bus is free to get on and just connect. It's been very positive, actually. We're getting some good reaction on social media, people saying they're not going to come off the buses if they're on them, and generally very positive. I think it's important for us really to drive access to the internet, because we want people to get used to it, to get a taste for it, so that we can increase the number of users of the internet.
In 3 years from now, 95% of our people will have access to 4G LTE, and connectivity won't be the problem. But the issue is, how do we leverage the investments that we've already made into investment to really affect socioeconomic development?
A part of what makes us attractive today is the ease of connectivity. We also have a number of policies which enable actually a number of actors to share the existing infrastructure. So we have a policy which encourages sharing the existing infrastructure between different operators. Now, it is, of course, that doesn't mean that we have done it all, but I can tell you that today part of what makes us attractive is that almost everywhere you will go here, you have Wi-Fi very easily, and also just in different services.
Now that we have infrastructure in place, we need to start coming up with innovations and products that are actually leveraging of this infrastructure that is in place. And we think that is where investment should go. People should start now developing more applications, because infrastructure is no longer an issue and skills are here. Actually, Rwanda is the place to be now.
I see the growth coming mainly from the availability of access, because we've achieved a lot. The capacity that is reaching in country, not everyone has managed to be able to tap in it, because fiber can't reach everywhere. But with the 4G, without having to install fiber to all the end users, with a single mobile device, people can get to fiber-like speed and on a mobile device without having to install fiber, which is quite costly.
Starting with the government has already embraced this social networking as a tool to deliver some good governance. And we are seeing, starting from His Excellency, the President of the Republic, he's a big user of social networking tools, and everyone else is actually following. So we think this is going to help, and all Rwandans are being sensitized, and awareness campaigns are ongoing to make sure that all Rwandans are actually seeing this as a tool for development.
Part of leveraging all the investments that has been put into making Rwanda a knowledge-based economy, will be possible only if we build the skills. Now, the skills at all levels, not only at primary level. At primary level, we have the 1 laptop per child, where as of today, we have actually distributed more than 200,000 laptops per child. Now, we even thinking of moving at another stage, which is to really bring tablets, not only laptops, but move to tablets. And one has to think about all what that will imply in terms of changing, actually improving the current system. That means that a number of textbooks, part of a huge investment we put in textbooks today, we will actually be able to just transfer that into getting some of this pedagogical material through ICT. So it is an old change, but an old change for, I will say, for the better, more efficient and more effective, and in the end less costly.
Brought to you by the Rwanda Development Board.